Hi, I'm Justin Jensen, and welcome to my channel. It's not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust, sweat, and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs and may fall again and again, because there is no effort without error or shortcoming. Teddy Roosevelt. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining me. Today is November 7th, 2022. It won't be long before Thanksgiving. I apologize for my voice as I have been under the weather. So we got that. So pardon my voice. Just drop my email there. It's in every one of my in the description always. So if you ever need my email, it is there. So, Alabama mom, you are correct. This case has made me absolutely speechless. I will be absolutely blunt with you. This has very much disheartened me. Very sad about this. I have always looked up to Adventures with Purpose, and he is absolutely innocent until proven guilty. So we do have to keep that in mind. Sorry for the squeaky doors and all that. I am at work. So it is heart crushing. So we do have to say that he is innocent until proven guilty. So we're going to try to keep this without being members only. Come on, what happened with Jared? Okay, Jared was indicted on 2 counts of child R. And here let me just start out with this. So it just says disturbing history, chilling details about dark past of Adventures with Purpose founder Jared Lesick, is that how you pronounce it? Who is charged with child R. A founding member of Adventures with Purpose, the volunteer dive group that gained national attention after they found missing teen Kylie Rodney body, was charged with 2 counts of child R. Jared allegedly R a relative twice in 1992, when the victim, who is 7 years younger, was between 9 and 10 years old, according to the criminal complaint obtained by the U.S. Sun. Now, Jared is the founder of Adventures with purpose. Um, it alleges incidents happened in the victim's bedroom and their family member's house in Utah, according to court documents, which contain explicit details. The criminal charges were filed Friday in Sanpete County Court in Utah. Adventures with Purpose did not return the U.S. Sun's email request for comment, and Jared couldn't immediately be reached. Adventures with Purpose is an Oregon based volunteer dive search team that are most known for missing teen Kylie Rodney, uh, truck and body submerged in water at the end of August, which broke the case open. Adventures with Purpose made headlines after finding Rodney's remains following a frantic search for the teen who mysteriously vanished in August after a wild party in the woods near the campsite in Truckee, California. Initial law enforcement searches missing Rodney's car and body in the water before they were ultimately found by Adventures with Purpose. Jared started the group in 2019, but it's unclear if he is still actively involved. Social media users began questioning where Jared was in September after he wasn't seen during the group's major breakthroughs with the Kylie Rodney case. So I think it has a lot of our heads spinning, to be quite honest with you. The rest of it, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, Alabama. The rest of them are um, appear to be absolutely good people. I've been following Adventures with Purpose for so long. Thank you, Sicilian Princess. I appreciate your membership. Thank you. Um, I've followed, I mean, they have millions now. Like, I have followed them probably since like 100,000 subscribers, and now they have millions. So um, it is very disheartening. Now, this has happened um, in the 90s, right? So, you know, what is it? Like 30 years ago, right? Um, I hope this is false. Remember, people are innocent of it, but I have to question why this is now coming out after he's gotten popular. I agree with that, doggy lover. It makes you wonder why now. Um, that is true. I've thought of that as well. Um, Now, I don't know if it's a cousin who has recently came out or a sister. Um, One of them, I can't remember, allegedly also has came out, not just the cousin. So there is a lot of interesting things here that I think we should read. Um, IMGBB. 1 second. Adventures with Purpose. There is a So here's some writings that the I don't know if it's someone that is claiming that Jared did this to them. And it says, make sure y'all can see this. It's very disheartening. If you truly want to apologize, then pay for your actions. Walk into the police station with me and confess your actions. Get it on record and have yourself registered as a sex offender that you are. My only regret in life was not being as open about you and your abuse to anyone and everyone who would listen like I am now, and turning you into the police like you should have been. I don't understand how you can try to get me to sympathize with you and your past issues. Not at all. It angers me twice as much that you not only did you know firsthand the torture you were inflicting upon me because you experienced it yourself, that makes you an even bigger monster than I have had pictured in my mind. Absolutely disgusting. You're an emotional vampire. I noticed all the therapy terms you used in your messages. Typical narcissism, and its best at its best. How somebody could even come to peace with damaging such a young, innocent human being is beyond me. Proof of a completely broken mind, assuming that there would be any kind of peace after those types of actions, or the peace should have even been deserved. You are a pedo, you know what? Do not act like you were not old enough to know what you were doing to me during these ages that you were. You could have been tried as an adult at that age and should have been. And as to the comment about my life and things that have happened to me, I don't know who or why you're even discussing me with, but I can guarantee you that nobody really knows anything, because I, just like your situation, I've kept my mouth shut until recently, and I don't talk to any of the family despite what other, as you say, cousins have come to you and said. So be a real man and turn yourself in and pay for your crimes, or continue to be the small, sad, mental, I'll just say dwarf, that couldn't keep his libido under control and blames it on his past. Wow. So that's very, very deep. I know, Karen. I know. I know. Um, I have heard people say that he has allegedly practically admitted it, but again, I don't know, and that doesn't mean it's going to be, his defense or anything like that. So, the court date is set for 11:30. Yes. What is it about Utah, right, Denise? It makes you wonder. So, if this happened to, Jared with Adventures with Purpose, why isn't this happening to Dawn? Right? Why isn't this not happening to Dawn? Okay, I did not know that. Well, we've got more emails. We got a lot more emails here. So, we will have to see. All right, this is from February 5th. So apparently, this has been going on a long time then, if this is from February 5th. It's to Adventures with Purpose team. Unfortunately, your desire to have a 46-year-old male live the mistake of a 12-year-old simply is not realistic. Thank God we are not forever judged for our actions as youth, and I'm grateful that many of us cousins acknowledged and stopped those sins which happened to us and those sins we once committed as a result of grooming. It is healthy for you to now be open and talk about the past. You, as a full grown woman in your early 40s, are to be commended for facing and standing up to those actions which happened to you in the past. Spread awareness and stop the cycle as we cousins within the family have for our own children and grandchildren. Protect your own children and grandchildren as we have to help the world become a better place. We live in a society that acknowledges that the mistakes made in the past, accepting those who have proven to change. My life holds no secrets, and everyone in my office feels your pain and has seen this email sting for I don't filter my own emails. They know me for the man that I am and not the mistake of a 12-year-old who learned to recognize the cycle and break the cycle as many of our cousins did. So this makes me wonder, was this something that was going on in like their parents' childhood? Makes you wonder. You were younger and not yet ready to accept my apology and recognize the steps we made for future generations to protect them. I hope you can one day find forgiveness and peace. Feel free to have any last words for I will not respond to any further attacks as to my character today based upon those actions as a youth. Should you desire a healthy adult conversation as to the past, I'm open to helping you through the acceptance and growth that many of us have faced and have dealt with. So, that may allegedly be by Adventures with Purpose. Grandparents did it to allegedly generational. That's really sad. That's really sad. In the church, he can go to a camp or program and he is forgiven. Interesting. Um, so it continues. My life hold no secrets, and everyone in my office feels your pain. Okay. In the email listing. Okay. Let me find the part. Should you have a desire to have a healthy conversation with the past, I'm open to helping you through the acceptance and growth that many of us faced and have dealt with. If you have not done so already, I may suggest reaching out to and lean on her for guidance as one closer to your age who within the family has gone through this with us. Wow. I'm not sure your relationship with Aunt Redacted or your mother, but I'd suggest leaning on the, I guess he means those as well, for they experience much of the same in their own youth. Sincerely, Jared. The person that refers to as blank redacted would be my cousin and one of his previous victims prior to me. He referred me to her so that way she could help me learn how to forgive him, not to mention unprovoked by me She contacted me a few days after these emails happened and has tried to convince me, but all of this is not as bad as I see it. This has to be something that has went on in their home. Do you guys remember Jared ever saying that he was adopted? He's got all daughters. Wow. Does anyone remember that? Mm. So, why do they teach this in LDS church? I mean, I don't know. I really don't know. Now, I think money issues. I don't know. Please beware. I had I had no idea until recently when I had the unfortunate chance of coming across a video of a childhood R word, Jared, my cousin, yes, my own flesh and blood, and I wasn't his only family victim. And honestly, who knows how many others there are out there that aren't part of the family. Due to his diving group, Adventures with Purpose, the man is regarded as a hero and an angel, and he is invited into people's homes with welcoming, loving arms. He has been through the systems, CPS, the Mormon Church, therapies, and so many more, as you'll be able to tell from his writing. But I do know for a fact that he did not start with me, and he didn't stop with me either. He, at one point, like you will read, did verbally admit to my mother, redacted, that he had M-word me, obviously skimming over the more horrific parts, like his attempt to sodomizing of his daughter. Oh my God. Directly above her, my grandfather and my grandmother's heads. Above her, my grandfather and my grandmother's heads, by the way. And the fact that the age of 9 to 10, he gave me a yeast infection from R-ing me. Trigger warning, trigger warning, trigger warning. And I had no idea, so I had to go through the trauma of my mother and my grandmother finding white stuff in my panties and treating me horribly and questioning me and punishing me for the problem. When he told her, she started to cry, hugged him, and told him that she forgave him. She never turned him into the police, and I was never got any form of help or anybody to talk to about it. We went out to go travel on the carnival, which made me unable to be aware for more than a week, anywhere for more than a week, which meant that I couldn't say anything to anyone. My own mother protected him and never even talked to me about it, other than to she had been she had been, and her story was worse than mine. Wow. Wow. He finally admitted it in writing because he and the family are all very sure that the statutes of limitations have passed and he's safe, so he can. But just so you're aware and keep your daughter safe, be careful. Be very careful around this man. His business is in somewhere Oregon, and as sad as it makes me too, wow. Absolutely, True Seeker. And this should not reflect on the other people with Adventures with Purpose. They are not responsible for the sins of another, ever. I know humanity likes to group people in one lump sum, but that is not fair. And it should not be equated with what one person has allegedly done. Well, now the mom, she'll be Mother of the Year now that everyone is watching Narcissist at its best play. Annie says, problem is, Justin, everyone at Adventures with Purpose knew about this. You know, I don't know. You know, I mean, they knew of what a person said, right? Maybe, potentially. But that doesn't mean, but people say a lot of things that are not true as well. And I'm not saying this about the victim or anything, but just going through someone's emails, you know, that doesn't mean, you know, that they knew it all as clearly or as what one may know. I don't think it is either. I mean, it came out on a year told them about their past. Yeah. This is very sad and a private issue the parents should have protected her from instead of neglecting the problem at the time. Adventures with Purpose has been a huge blessing to so many. I hope they can continue. I hope they can continue to. Trigger said they didn't know until the emails. That would make sense. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. I'm okay, just a little under the weather. I do hope she can find peace and healing. Yes, he was the founder, is the founder of Adventures with Purpose. We are just reporting on Adventures with Purpose, the allegations that has been brought out. We're reading some of the letters that has came out. So let me see if I can find something else out here. All right, so we're going to go to Twitter now. Doesn't show that. Okay. So this is, let me see if I can enlarge it a little bit more. This is the court calendar detail under Rule 4-40102 of the Utah Rules of the Judicial Administration Court Proceedings. Okay, so this has got State of Utah versus Jared, attorneys, the case number 10:30 a.m. November 30th, 2022. First degree felony R of a child 1/1 of 1992. First degree felony R of a child 10/1 1992. This person put Adventures with Purpose is a for-profit business. Jared has a new CEO to run it, knowing he will soon leave when this came out. Um, yeah, so it's just really conflicting. You know, you have such a high regard for these people who are really doing God's work, you know, really, you know, finding answers for families. Thank you, Mama's the boss. Thank you. He's going to dive in a prison shower. Always felt he had a different than his twin brother. I didn't even know he was a twin. I sincerely want to know if anything will be done to the people who did this to him, the people who taught him this behavior. This is a generational, uh, you know, skeletons in the closet, and it's nothing that this should be taken lightly. This person alleges that it is for profit, so I don't know. You know, it's just really hard to tell. I got some more stuff here. I'm just gonna have to. Okay. This is, while there is a lot of SHIT that happened throughout my own life, personally, from you know, abandonment, growing up in foster care, and any other crap along the way, I would not change a thing, for it has made me who I am today. I cannot apologize for others for anything that has happened to you in your life, but I have done my best to acknowledge directly with you my own mistakes. I hold no secrets as to this with my own parents, with grandma and grandpa, and your mother, aunt, redacted, and my own wife and my children. I have even discussed publicly about my situation and the unfortunate crap that has happened within families. We do pinpoint it uh, to the uh, is it Lesic and whatever lineage, or do we pinpoint it to Mormonism? I do not have an answer. There is no way for me to understand the hatred and the resentment that you must have for me over 3 decades later. I heard about your driving into the cemetery a few weeks later. Trust me, had I known that you had a desire to be there, and that I was the only reason keeping you away, I would have 100% given up my time to do what I could to avoid the ceremony. so that you would feel comfortable and have your time with grandma and the rest of your family. So it appears the person didn't go to the graveside ceremony because of Jared, allegedly. It is your decision and your choice if you ever want to accept my apology. I have made peace with my life, with all things bad, including this situation. So it kind of feels like he is, in my opinion, admitting fault at the very minimum. If you ever want to discuss, I am always available to have that conversation with you either in person or over the phone. Sincerely, Jared. You should read about what he said about that. Mm. Because of the Utah statute of limitation was 2 years until like 3 months ago. I always thought with if they charge now like the R word, if you charge with straight RAPE, there was no statute of limitations in Utah. But if it was just like like a sexual P word or something like that, then there was some sort of statute of limitations. 2017 limitations were lifted. Yeah, I know it's a bad subject, but can we focus on the good things and closures? Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, I am a huge fan of Adventures with Purpose, but people are blowing up my inbox with this. So, bottom line, Jared admitted all of this because he thought the statute of limitation was over. In the emails, the cousins thanks him for admitting it. I bet he does get some time because he becomes so big that they will make an example of him. It's very possible. Very, very possible. Let's go back to Twitter. Um, it makes you wonder if Suzanne Morphew searched River and Iman today. It makes you wonder. Listen to this.
The desire to run away, to start a new life, to go start my millions. That as a 16-year-old, I actually left the entire country. And this is back in the days before Google and where can I go as a young man to just start fresh, to start over, to get away from it all. And I chose Grenada. And Encyclopedia Britannica is like, it was an English-speaking country. Sound like we did something in the 80s with Reagan. Seemed like they didn't hate Americans. And so that's how I ended up down in Grenada. I actually made it out of the U.S. back in the early 90s as a 16-year-old. And so when I come into this and I hear the story of Jed, and we're doing our pre-investigation, we have a direction of travel, of potential travel down in the background, but I had the desire to run away, to start a new life, to go start my millions. That as a 16-year-old, I actually left the entire country.
Now, there has one of the victims that talked about this. She fears Jared, and she said in one of the interviews that Jared, people thought that allegedly he would do something to her. And she also said that she's afraid he will allegedly run because he allegedly likes to run from these kind of things, and she wants the family to be in like a protective custody, according to her, allegedly. As a survivor myself, the best therapy, at least for me, to start healing was to confront my offenders face to face and give him the years of hurt back to him. Memories are there, but now I am free. DJ, that those are beautiful words. The way you stated that was to comfort, or I always say comfort, confront my offender face to face and give him the years of hurt back to him. That is a beautiful way of saying that. Janet says only someone who hasn't been essayed would feel bad for this man. If they're saying he was 17, uh, when if they're saying he was 17 when this happened, he's saying he was 16 when he left the country, kind of not adding up. It's not. You're right. My healing started when someone asked and then listened. No, it ended when he was 17, according to Alabama Mama 4. Hmm. Interesting. Um, I mean, Adventures with Purpose has been wildly successful. Um, Now, I will show you guys shortly. Jared does have a website. Um, there are more victims who came out, and it's trending right now, as you can see here on Twitter. Adventures with Purpose, advertising, marketing, video creator, brand ambassador, speaker, and social media influencer. Um, okay, here we go. See if I can zoom in. Oh, crap. 1 second. Let me see if I can. Okay. Okay, and this is in the 16th Judicial District Court in and for Sanpete County, state of Utah. The state of Utah versus Jared. Okay, complaint of, it's kind of blurry. Arik E. Butler, Deputy County Attorney, states on information and believe that the defendants at and within Sanpete County, state of Utah, did commit the crimes of count one, child or R of a child at first degree felony, and charges that on or between October 1st, 1992 and November 1st, 1992, and or at and within Sanpete County, state of Utah, the defendants did have sexual intercourse with a child who is under the age of 14. Okay. And then over here, it's just got the defendant, parties, information, are of a child. They're trying to get him in the first degree felony, which is pretty serious, right? Question. Do you think, hold on, let me just do it like this. Let me do a poll. I'm going to do a poll. Um, all right, so I just did a poll. His court date is November 30th. So really just maybe 3 weeks away, right? So it's really coming up pretty close. Let's move back to this. All right. Did I exit out of it? I think I have some more stuff. I need to look at my phone real quick. I may have to email it to me. Photos. There was quite a bit of stuff. This one says, this is a letter. That said, I think this is believed to be from the victim. It's on my phone. Let's do some math here. Pardon me. I was 9 or 10 when living in Utah, and you forced me to have sex with you on my bathroom floor upstairs. You are 6 or so years older than me. That makes you older than 12. In Las Vegas at Grandma and Grandpa's house, you were living there and you had your own car, a Volkswagen Beetle, and was driving it when it ran, in parentheses. So please stop making it sound as if you were a young child during the time you were M-word lusting me. Maybe you started that young with the others, but as you are not willing to face your wrongdoings in a proper fashion, then that is on you and you alone. Anyone who supports you and your sick delusional fantasies for forgiving yourself for the pain and suffering you caused and willingly and knowingly caused not only a child but your own family member. But I do appreciate your admitting it all in writing. And Jared replied, allegedly, you are welcome. I hope it helps your healing process, Jared. So let's look at this. All right, so 84% think yes, 15% said no. Interesting. Slow the chat. Okay. I can try to do that. I'll slow it down a little bit. Pardon me. There we go. That should have slowed it down. Yeah. Yep. So that is not going to go well for his case, probably. Isn't this whole chat about another creator? I mean, sorta. Thank you, Kathy. Good to see you. Why 30 years later, though? That's a good question. But I don't know if is it okay to question someone 30 years later? That's, you know, is it okay? Luna made it. I've seen escaping polygamy too, from the sounds of it. In, you know what, relations are throughout a lot of Mormon homes. He put it in writing. I don't understand how they could do it. Obsessed with true crime. Thank you so much, my love, for becoming a member. I appreciate it. Maybe someone finally listened. That's absolutely catty. You know, I don't know if, of course, Karen, thank you. A lot of victims do not speak out for years of fear of being threatened. And Heather, that is very true. I will say the way she talks now, I'm trying to get her on the program. She's very scared still very scared. She is asking for protection. Donna and Jess, thank you so much for becoming members. I really do appreciate it. Thank you for your support. She was triggered because they were calling him a hero. I mean, I get that, Pez. You know, it's like, can you imagine someone doing something to you and you knowing them so intimately, and there's this persona of a hero, just like almost an angel, like, you know, and not to throw away, you know, all the good deeds that um, Jared has done or anything, but, and more importantly, the group with Adventures with Purpose, but them more so Jared being, you know, appearing to be something really good, right? And then him doing this to you something so many years later. CR, thank you for becoming a member. I really, really do appreciate your membership. Thank you for your support. You guys are awesome. Appreciate it. Good people do bad things, bad people do good things also. Um, yeah, I mean, nobody is good 100% of the time, but it is also the degree of how not good you are, um there is degrees on good people doing bad things, and there's a degree of everything. If you're a good person but you tell a lie or so, um every now and again, and it doesn't destroy someone, that make and it doesn't destroy someone's life, then you're a good person. You just had a bad moment. But this is something of a much different degree, in my opinion. Um, yes, I see you. I agree. I agree. I think a lot of people are in shock because, we have to think to ourselves, did we really know who Jared was, or did we just know a character of what his persona was on television or YouTube or whatever? So, that's the question. Um, let's see. Was charged with rape in court. So this appeared to come out in February. So it's been a little minute, you know what I mean? It's not something that's just came out. So I'm assuming uh, now there are people that are, going after the brands that supports um, Jared with Adventures with Purpose. And but again, is that up to, do you harm the entire group? Do you harm the entire group for what someone did 30 years ago? I don't, in my opinion, that's a hard no. Um, but that's just me. Um, people are saying that they knew about it once the emails came out, but I get that they knew it once the emails came out, but that is when everything started changing as well. That's when the team knew, and that appears, in my opinion, when Jared started making changes, talking about expanding new groups and all of that. Uh, yeah, El Bailey, I'm surprised he hasn't stepped down yet. Thank you, Truth Seeker, for becoming a member. I really do appreciate your membership. Thank you for your support. The others can't be to blame. If they knew anything, it was his side. Who knows what he said? Yeah. I mean, to be honest with you, this happened really by chance. From what I've understand with Adventures with Purpose, I think some of his family members had some scuba gear laying around, and he started scuba diving, and and then it just became a hobby, and then a passion, and then now they are solving answers for people all around the country. Um, he just died 5 years ago. Who's he, Angie? But now, what in the Josh Duggar is going on here? Well, kind of, in my opinion, similar, to be honest with you. It sounds like he's on the narcissist side and will consider himself far before colleagues. He did have a creepy look. See, I mean, I don't personally think he had a creepy look or anything. I mean, Kathy says not the entire group. They help people, not their fault. Such a shame for the group that really help people. Wish Jared would leave them. So, and I agree with that wholeheartedly, Kathy. Imagine you or me, imagine you put yourself in going to a new job, right? Let's say you worked for, you know, some major celebrity, right? And it comes out that they are doing very, very inappropriate behavior, very similar to what is alleged that Jared is doing. Now, you wouldn't know, it's not your fault at the end of the day what someone else does. Just because you work for them or work with them, you are, you it's not, you can't equate the two. Some are blaming dragging the Mormon church into this. I mean, I don't know, or did in the past. That's true. Absolutely. Absolutely. No wonder he didn't make any public appearance. I mean, I know he did some interviews in the Kylie Rodney case because I saw them. I know he did some interviews, but as far as the show, I don't remember. He did online a lot, almost every night. Okay. Okay. Interesting. Um, just trying to see if there's anything else. It's just very disheartening because I just don't want the others to get a bad reputation because of something, he did. I need to look at my phone real quick so I can pull some more stuff up here. Bear with me 1 second, guys. I apologize. Mm. Do you think? Do you think the punishment should be just as equal as if it happened yesterday? Because it happened 30 some years ago. Should the punishment be as equal as if it happened yesterday? Put a 1 if you believe it should be equal as if it happened yesterday, and put a 2 if you believe they should go a little more lenient in your opinion on him. Okay, I'm getting a lot of very mixed reviews. Yeah. What makes family members do this, for one? And second of all, why is this behavior repeated? Like, why is this a learned behavior? And why do many, the victims, we know one was allegedly 9. Do you think this has more to do with just like something in the family, or do you think that it has to do with Mormonism? That scare will never change it. It will always be as fresh as pain, no matter if the scar fades. Interesting. It was accepted and men laughed it off, or it would. Where was that called? It was accepted and men laughed it off, or if they got in trouble, it was minimal. That's true. I feel like this was a learned, taught behavior. The way the emails read, the family knew and talked about it, covered for the males, even spoke about the grandfather did it too. Yeah. Oh, they are. Someone said, Jenna said, how old are their ages today? I mean, this happened in 19, was it 92 or 94? I can't remember. But, that's been a minute. Your abuser was never abused. Absolutely. And we have to understand that as well. Just because someone is abusing someone, that doesn't mean that they were necessarily abused. Oh, wrong one. Sorry, that's for a later live. Um, so Jared has a more of a blog. Who am I and what's my story? If you don't mind a bit of reading, and since you asked, I'll tell you. His first thing, which I found the irony, established 1975. I live my life as an open book with no skeletons, in capital letters. Isn't that interesting? Thank you so much, Combat Vet. I appreciate your super sticker. It's very kind of you. I really do appreciate it. Crafty Crafter, that's what I was mentioning earlier. Why hasn't Don been charged then? I am not saying that what he did was right, and I'm not defending him, but this really is making me ill and really sad, mad, and overwhelmed. I know, but Becca, it's very hard to let, bring someone down in your mind that you just thought was amazing, you know, almost infallible, right? But did I say capital letters? I meant in bold letters. I apologize if I said in capital letters. Absolutely. You have to be proud of them. This guy is such an obvious manipulator. He wrote that after the rumors already out, has known for years he is being investigated, made himself as the victim. Interesting. So sad no one has done more for this cause of the long-term missing who would never be otherwise located. I think the stat in Utah alone show just how often this all happens. That's true. Um, I agree, Christy. I think it's time for Sam to take over. This is something that I know everyone is very disheartened about because I am in the Zeller. Okay, 1 second. Check it. Um, what is in the Zeller? What is that? I don't see anything with that in the Zeller. Make sure it's not. Hmm. Yeah, I don't see anything, but in the Zeller is or whatever. Yes, guys, if y'all will hit the thumbs up button, I would greatly appreciate it. This is a difference in Mormonism and extremism. LDS Mormons, they there are sects that broke away from the Mormon Church and practice this as well as polygamy. Interesting. And who knows if Jared's parents uh, even had something to do with this. Now, one of the people that is alleging this happened to her, she is saying that she is really scared of Jared and that he has a much darker side, allegedly. It is the Zell brother investigating. Okay. Let's see here. Well, like the Lori Vallow Daybell, Lori Chad, Lori Vallow Chad Daybell thing. His mother said their family are aliens. Well, isn't that interesting? Um, who knows? I wished things should have been taken care of a long time ago for these kids and stuff, because now they have it's just ruined. He's ruined his life and someone else's and his family's by something that happened 30 some years ago. I think I have some more stuff here. Hold on. Make sure I got all this stuff. It's just very shocking that all of this stuff has came out. If anybody wants to come up, you're welcome to come up. You'll just have to show your face behind. You don't have to keep your camera on or anything, but I will drop a link. Um, Marissa said she doesn't trust you. Yeah, that's true. Thank you, Bob Zaffa. She said she didn't trust me 100%, but she said she didn't trust anybody 100%. So this someone on Facebook tweeted, "I got an order today to deliver Jared uh, L on the outskirts of Redmond, Oregon. Delivery instructions said go through the green gate and go to the house. When I pulled up to the electric gate, it started closing, so I parked and got out of my vehicle with the order as I saw a man in the distance walking up to my driveway. It was my older brother, Jared, who started screaming, F you," and I'm not going to say your name. "No, Jared, you can F me. You can't F me anymore, you psycho piece of caca." We'll just say that. "You knew who had your order and was driving all the way out there. Don't be mad at me for supporting people who want to put you away. Be mad at yourself for the things you have done to others. I might have been the first one. I might not have been the first one you sexually assulted, but I was far from the last." Um, so this story is his sister was allegedly doing what's that where they deliver to you? I can't even think right now. Got a head cold so bad. I can't even think. Caca, yeah, caca. Crap, what's the thing where they deliver to you? DoorDash and stuff. Yes, thank you, Alabama Mom, for thank you. She was doing DoorDash, and it'll say whose name it is. Um, and he still. Thank you, AK Rocks. Thank you so much. That's very kind of you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Um, and she was doing that, making decent money. She said that Jared got her allegedly fired from her last job prior to the DoorDash, and that he was ordering something and she was delivering it, and she didn't realize it was him or something. It goes on Justin to say she hasn't been included in family events. That is true. St. Elmo's. Um, she says she just wants her family back. That is true, Stacy. Yes. Yeah. I'm just praying. I am just praying that that everyone can be as healed as much as they possibly can, and that if these allegations are true, which if he admitted them, uh we just gotta. It still doesn't mean he's going to admit it in court, right? The victim saw Jared at the grandpa's funeral. She couldn't go to the gravesite and watched it on Zoom due to she was in so much fear of Jared. Yes, Annie, that is true. She literally is scared to pieces. Um, she has actually went too far um, as to say that people has been surprised that she has not been taken out. It blows my mind too. I would like to see the drop down on the email address for Avenger who wrote the reply emails. Yeah, it doesn't show us that. If you've been abused, why on earth would you want to put the pain on your kids or anyone else? Some people don't care if people are in pain, they love to see it. Jared didn't deny the allegations in the emails. He actually said he wouldn't change anything. It's crazy. Children learn what they live. That's how he was raised. I'm not condoning it. Yes, they do learn what they live. It is more of a rarity for family members to get out of these learned behaviors. So, hey, love, I'm trying to feel better. um, if I learned my husband was a S abuser, I would pack up immediately. Yeah, of course. That is for sure. And how is this going to affect Jared's, marriage? How is this going to affect his family? Obviously, it's not going to affect them in a positive, right? I mean, it's nothing good comes out of this situation other than if he is allegedly guilty, that you know that the victims can get some sort of um, I don't like using the word closure, but some sort of justice, I guess. Do you really think his wife didn't know? I don't think she knew at all, in my opinion. Yeah, I don't think so whatsoever. Oh, really? Domestic? Let's try that. Stephanie probably, certainly, family members who help support his hobby and business. Yeah. Is Jared still in LDS? I don't think so, Lita. I don't think he is no longer LDS. The Finn says, I think Jared used Adventures with Purpose email because when I emailed them, they responded with Adventures with Purpose email and a disclaimer was attached. If I shared the email, I could face prosecution. Wow. So do we unsub now? I don't know. I don't know. That's such a personal decision. Um, I think we should give it maybe some time. It's just a personal decision. I'm personally going to give it time, and hopefully, things will pan out in the next few weeks. That whatever's supposed to happen will happen once the court starts. Yeah, Lake area. I think that's the way it was. Yeah, I think a lot of people are. Okay, guys, I'm going to jump off of here. I've got some more stuff to do. Jared does have that. I think he has 4 daughters. I'd wait to see what others crew came up with. Yes, I agree. Um, I'm going to jump off here. I will be back later this evening on either this channel or Clutch Them Pearls, my fun channel. Thank you so much for joining me. I greatly appreciate it. Happy birthday, Kimmy. God bless you, and God bless you all. Um, justice for these victims. Um, so, yeah, God bless you. Thank you so much for joining. Please hit the thumbs up button if you haven't already. I would really, really appreciate it. I appreciate your support, and thank you all for being so compassionate for victims. Um, always stick with the victim. It's imperative that we do. God bless you all. I'll talk to you later.